Welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning. We'll make you a co-host, please.
It's clear now, your video.
Okay, thank you.
There will be few audience in the YouTube as well, and few in Zoom.
Okay. We'll start in 1 minute.
Yep. Shanti. Very good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to you all. Today we have Brother Prakash with us, and Brother Prakash is a certified leadership coach and also practicing RajaYoga meditation taught by Brahma Kumaris since past 20 years. And he has a lot of experience in guiding people across the globe in teaching meditation and also training them on different topics. A very warm welcome to you, Brother Prakash, and
Thank you.
looking forward for this course.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for giving this chance to share this course that I had taken 20 years back with my dear brethren, most of them in Nilgiris. So it's such a pleasure, really, an honor also, for you to give me this opportunity and this chance. So when I took this course initially, I was just having a thirst in my heart to get the right knowledge about life. And that's when I went from pillar to post, every possible place, to gain more wisdom around understanding myself, understanding life, understanding the Supreme. And I would listen to so many discourses until I came across RajaYoga. And I remember the moment I went through the 7-day course, in my heart was something that said, wow, I finally found what I was looking for. And so many missing pieces just came together. And so I feel it's such a nice opportunity that you'll have grabbed and taken by being present here today in this course. There may be so many different reasons why you've come here today, and I would love to hear from you what makes you come here today, which will happen next. But I'm sure of one thing, it will not only fulfill and give you a solution to why you have come here today, but it is also going to be able to tell you much more than you ever would have envisaged or imagined in terms of what you would gain from the course. That's a guarantee that I know from so many different people who have gone through this course, have taken it. Some of them would just come because they feel a little stressed, there's a little anxiety, some people want to sleep better, some people want to have a better relationship with someone. Anything, the reasons could be so many. By the end of the course, they turn back and say, you know what, I've taken far more. I mean, it's been really useful to them in that sense. So as you sit there, or wherever you may be right now, listening to this course, it's nice to keep that aim of yours for yourself in terms of why are you here today? What is your aim from being here today? But it's also important for you to come with a very open mind around what you're going to receive from the course, from the program. And I think that open mind is, they say, like the parachute. They say it's best when it opens. If it's closed, it doesn't work so much. So the mind as well, they say when it's open, it works so well. And there's so much you can receive through the program. So without much ado, let's begin by asking each of you just a quick introduction, right? So you know my name. I actually come from Ooty. That's the place I was born. Spent a lot of my life in the Gulf, particularly in Dubai. And I'm in India nowadays again. It's been about a year and a half now I'm here. And I'd like to know from you, just in a very brief format, if you could just give us your name. Your name is there. I think you can see the name very clearly. In the chat box, is there some way you can just share with me why you are here today? What is it that you are looking for? So whilst we are going through the program, if there are certain specific ways in which I can support you, I'll definitely emphasize on those parts. So what brings you here today? What is it that has made you participate in the 7-day course? Is there anything specific you're looking for? So you can put them in the chat. If you want to, everyone to see it is okay. If you want to just put it to me specifically, if you don't want your name to be known by anybody else, if it's very personal, please share with me. But I'd love to hear from you before we go ahead. Just a little bit of getting to know each other, and then we can delve deep into the course. So I'm open, I'm waiting. Please send in a message, tell us what makes you participate. If you think you want to unmute and speak as well, you're more than welcome. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, We have, with technology, so many ways of sharing. So I'm all ears, I'm all eyes. I'm waiting to know from you what brings you here today. If you're just here generally just to learn the course, that's also fine. Let me know that. If there's a specific reason you're here, let me know that. Okay, nice. So you've heard a lot about the Brahma Kumaris, and you thought, let's take this opportunity today and do the course. That's nice. That's also good. So it's a very broad reason, so nothing specific, which is fine. Okay, how to focus without distraction. Okay, that's nice. Yeah. Focus is such an important aspect, right? Focus is so important. And the good thing is that we all actually are focused individuals. We are focused individuals. Sometimes when our priorities change and our focus can shift, and we'll talk about that, and we'll definitely be seeing focus in this. Okay, what about the rest? Anyway, thanks for, okay, come out of anxiety. Yes, okay. One of the reasons is to come out of anxiety. Okay. There is a lot of environmental shifts today, right? So many things are happening, unprecedented. The environment we are seeing today, the pandemic, which has caused so many ancillary problems and challenges to each and every one of us. I don't think there's anybody today who's been spared. Every single individual has been affected. So we're going to look at that as well. Okay, good. Anything else? Anything else, please? I'm listening. I'm just watching. Okay, so I think we'll take it from here. Let's take it from here. Let's move on. So when we look at this meditation course, there will be a few ground rules that will help you as you go forward. Firstly, okay, there's one more message saying you wanted to learn RajaYoga meditation because somehow it never happened. Finally, saw this post and jumped to learn. Wow. Okay, great. So welcome. And it's great to have everyone on board. Even if you've not shared why you're here, it's okay, perfectly fine. If it's there in your heart, it's fine. I'm sure you will find a very beautiful way to sail across and find your solutions to what you've been here for. So the ground rules, what will help us? Firstly is thanks for your commitment to being here today. This is time for yourself. This is me time. It's very important. Before I try to go out there and help the world, before I go out and try to solve problems for others, and I try to be resourceful to others, which usually is most of our lives in terms of our purpose. If you ask anybody, what is your purpose in life? The usual purpose would be that I love to be somebody in terms of good at something. I want to improve in certain areas. I want to become a master in this particular space so that I can help other people, so that I can support the world, so that I can take care of people who are much larger and wider than just my immediate family, kith and kin. And we like to do more for others. And that's an intrinsic human need, not just to take, but to give. Very natural instinct. It's just like nature, right? Look at the trees, you look at the mountains, the rivers, the ocean. Anything we go out and see in nature, they are just giving. And by the way, we are also part of nature, a very important part of nature. And our intrinsic need is to give, to be there for others. And you'll notice that your greatest happiness and joy and fulfillment comes when you give to others. Well, we think we feel very happy when we get appreciated. Somebody comes and says, Prakash, well done. I love what you did. It's not the appreciation that matters as much as the recognition that I have given, and people felt happy that they received something from me. I love to see people really being happy when they have heard, received from me. And that's what gives us the maximum fulfillment. And so sometimes we don't get that feedback, we don't get the appreciation, we don't get the acknowledgement. But that's fine, and we should get used to it. As long as you know that you have been giving with the intention to purely serve, to give, you will be amazed at the amount of joy that your heart will sense and feel. So we all have that purpose of wanting to give, but we can only give that which we are. We can only be resourceful to others to the extent that we are resourceful. And so consider this time to be an opportunity for you to fill your own self, to fill your own mug. And then when you're doing that, you don't even have to go and give to others. Just the fact that you are full, your presence would mean giving, would mean contributing, would mean helping and supporting others. Because what you're really filling here is not an external aspect of yours. You're not filling your bank balances. You're not filling the possessions that you have at home. You're not filling yourself in terms of the paycheck that you get every day or the position that you're working in. You're not doing those things. But what you're filling is the internal aspects of your own life in terms of your virtues, your values, your powers, the character that you're constructing right now through this course. That's where you're really filling. And that's the real fulfillment that you need to do first, because once that is taken care of, everything else gets taken care of. So the commitment that you made to yourself is amazing. So stick to that commitment. Go through the 7 days without a break, because every day builds to the previous day. So we've learned something today. Tomorrow will be a build on today. And the day after will be a build on what you learned tomorrow. And so because of the build up, please, as much as possible, don't miss a day. If you miss a day, then you miss that link to the next, the following day. So that's something I would suggest and request you to try not to bring somebody else into the program once you've already scaled up to 1 or 2 days, because after that they will miss the few initial steps in the foundation, so they may not be able to cope up and they will not get the full benefit of it. 3, do take a lot of notes. That'll help you and support you as you finish the program for today. Let's say it's just about an hour. When you finish, that's really a start of what you have to then start practicing. When you practice what you have learned, when you go back and start reflecting on certain things, that's when you really would start seeing the changes taking in. So take those notes in terms of what is it that you want to develop, or what are some points that you thought were very important for you, and just read them through the day after you finish the course, at least a single day or the session, and that will be really useful to you. So these are a few things that will really help you with that. Let's move forward and start understanding. When we look at the word meditation, what does meditation really mean? Meditation actually comes from a Latin word called medere, which means to heal. The same root word that medication comes from. So medication and meditation really are certain things that are meant to heal us. And meditation, of course, is something that has none of the side effects like you would have in some sort of medications that you could have. And the good thing about meditation is that it starts with healing internally, and then that healing actually comes and helps you even at a physical level. Why? Because a lot of our issues and problems are psychosomatic. It all starts from the mind. So there is stress in the mind, or there's distress in the mind. We call it dis-ease, because you're not easy inside, right? When I'm not easy, it means there's dis-ease. So when there's dis-ease in the mind, and if I don't do anything to it, if I ignore it, or if I just say, well, it's a part of life, it's okay, then that happens to then slowly start manifesting in the physical body, and there's a disease that I will produce. And so it's very important that I take care of the dis-ease in the mind so that it doesn't become over time a disease in the body. We also know that if I have my hand put on a stove, right, there's a stove, there's heat. And so I put my hand on top of the stove. What's the first thing that I will do? I'll sense the heat. I'll sense the pain. I'll immediately withdraw my hand from that stove. Why would I want to do that? Because I don't want to continuously get that pain and burn my hand. Similarly, it is okay for us to sense pain internally in terms of the mind can suddenly have pain. There can be stress. There can be anxiety. There can be moments of feeling sorrow, anger, maybe sometimes a little bit of depression as well. The moment I actually sense all these things, it's fine momentarily. But like the hand on the stove, I immediately have to say, hey, why am I sensing these things inside me? There's some signal that this brings to me. It's a trigger that I have to change something. It's a painful trigger. It's like a painful messenger that says, Prakash, you have to change something. You have to shift in some area. That's why you're experiencing this pain inside. And so then immediately if I take that signal and start analyzing my life and see why this is happening to me, and if I change a few things inside, I am okay. And so what does meditation help you do is meditation actually puts your mind into that space, which is able to sense what's happening there. And it's able to take you into that very natural area where you can experience your true self. It's a calm, quiet, very collected space. And so by doing that, what you're trying to do is you're trying to see that, okay, now from this space, let me go back and see the situation. And then you're able to immediately know what you need to really at a physical level also change that will support you a lot. And so healing, meditation is a healing, and it supports you to at an internal level when there is a distress, when there is something that's going wrong over there. Meditation is able to slowly heal the person inside and bring you back to a very normal state. So hand on the heat, immediately I find pain that is not normal. I take it off, then I feel normal again. The mind, when it is going through distress, it understands it's not normal. Meditation helps you to bring it back to that normal space. What is normal for us? What is not natural for us? It's very important for know what is abnormal. So a lot of these distresses that we experience is abnormal. It's not normal. For me, normal is strength. Normal is power. Normal is peace and happiness. Normal is bliss and purity. Normally, that's how I am. Look at the child, right? A child. How is its normal state of mind? It's innocent, it's pure, it's very peaceful and happy. The child does not have to work very hard to be happy and to smile. I mean, it's just so easy for the kid to just giggle, very quickly. It can just, probably see us, listen to us, something little, a small bell or a little bit of an alarm or some little bit of a smile that you give to that kid. It's immediately starts smiling and being very happy. So originally, if you go and see, there's a lot of peace in us, all of us, peace, love, happiness, purity. All these are very, very normal for us. Going out of the space of normality is okay, but for how long? And what meditation helps you do is it comes back, restores you. Meditation is like pressing the reset button so that you get back to the normal space that you are in. Right? So I'm normal now. Morning, how do you feel when you wake up early in the morning? Actually, you feel pretty nice in the morning. Beautiful, because what happens is the whole slate of yours is clear. And then normalcy is restored in the morning. That's why sleep is important, right? Sleep is a very important aspect of life. So when we go to sleep, what are we trying to do? We are just restoring normalcy. All those thoughts that I created through the day, all the tension, the worry, the anxiety, the issues with relationships, all of those things And in the morning when I wake up, I'm normal. And then what happens after that? I start then creating a lot of thoughts. And based on the kind of thoughts I create through the day, I will either stay as close as I can to that normal space, or I keep shifting into those abnormal states. And if I stay there for too long, then I drain a huge amount of energy inside. And I don't feel very nice. And so I feel so tired. Even if I've not done anything through the day, it's those thoughts that I've created, which creates a huge amount of fatigue, mental fatigue. And then I say, oh, what's happened to me? And so it's important for me to learn this meditation so that I keep restoring myself back to normalcy, back to a state of stability, back to a state of strength and power. When I'm in that space, whatever through the day I'm going through, I can face those things much more better than I did before. So you have a boss in the office who can be very tough on you. You have a client who can be very demanding on you. Now, if your state of mind is already under amazing and immense pressure, and you've not restored normalcy, the moment something happens there, the client shouts and screams because they didn't get what they wanted. The boss or the supervisor admonishes you, is picking you up for something that went wrong. Then you start, you really break apart, and then you could start reacting and doing things which you didn't want to do. So what meditation is supporting you with is to make you stronger, make you stable. See that you don't get affected by what other things happen outside, other people are doing outside. Can you be the master of your mind? So meditation is healing. What is RajaYoga meditation? Raja means the king, the emperor, the one who's the master. And so RajaYoga is the king of all yogas. We say meditation in English. When we talk about Sanskrit, we're talking of yoga. Yoga is connection. When you say healing, healing is really, I have stepped out of my normal self. I've stepped out of my stronger self. And when I do meditation, I heal myself, which means I come back to my normal space. Yoga is, again, connecting to your own normal space, connecting with your real, stronger person that you are, that I forget most of the time. When I'm in the office, I think I'm the sales manager. I forget who I truly am. For me, I'm the sales manager. So anybody who does anything to the sales manager, I get affected. I have stepped out of my normal and natural space. Meditation helps to bring you back and say, hey, you are a person who's peaceful. So that's what we're doing. So yoga is to connect. Raj Yoga is the highest form of connection, because you're connecting with your own deeper core, strong self, but also it's the connection with the Supreme. When I'm connecting with the Supreme, that's the highest connection. By the way, all of us are in yoga at all points of time. Right now, you all are, wherever you are right now, you are in yoga. You are in yoga with me, I hope, right now, because if you're listening to me, you're in yoga with me. But if you're listening to me, but your mind is somewhere else, you're thinking about what you're going to have for breakfast, what's for tiffin, what am I going to do maybe in the afternoon today? If your mind is there, then you're in yoga with your food, or you're in yoga with some other person. You're listening to me, but you're in yoga with somebody else. So we are always and constantly in yoga. Highest form of yoga is when the mind is able to connect to the mind of the Supreme. That's Raj Yoga. When your mind first connects with your own powerful, original state, that's also Raj Yoga. And you connect to the highest being, that's Raj Yoga. Why is that important? Because they say that you get colored by the company you keep. Khalil Gibran, or Gibran, as we might say, a great poet, said, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. Why? Because we normally keep company with people, and whether we know it or not, slowly over a period of time, I become like those people who I have company with. So who are your companions? Raj Yoga helps you to have companionship with your most stronger self, and it helps you have companionship with the Supreme. And when you're in companionship with them, with the self and with the Supreme, then you are able to master your own mind. They say the one who's been able to find victory over the mind has got victory over the whole world. So we want to be victorious over our own selves. So I want to see, I want to speak, I want to think what is important for me. Many a times I say certain things and I come back and say, I'm sorry, I didn't want to say it. You do a certain action and come back, oh, I really didn't mean to do this. That shows that you have lost mastery. When you gain mastery, then you think, speak, and you do what you want to think, speak, and do. You're in charge of your own life. That's the first part of mastery. Many times I want to be in charge of other people's lives. I'm trying to control other people. I want to change other people. When this person changes, then I will be peaceful. When this event takes place, then I will be happy. When that thing happens, I'll be so fulfilled. What are you trying to do? You're trying to really making your life a victim. You're becoming not a master, but a slave to other things that happen around you. If everything else is okay, then I'm okay. But Raj Yoga says, no, it makes you the master. I am okay, regardless of outside. I'm in charge of my internal environment, right? Nilgiris has this beautiful environment outside as well, right? So there's this beautiful, so how do you feel when you're in a lovely environment? You feel fantastic. However, you are not responsible to create the external environment. You're just fortunate and lucky enough to live in that environment. So many people are not fortunate enough. 22 years, I lived in the deserts of Arabia. I was not responsible for that environment. It was hot and humid. Now, I could live there and I could be so peaceless. Or I could switch internally and say, listen, I am responsible for creating my internal environment, like the Nilgiris. And I like it to be cool. I like it to be warm. I like it to be fantastic and green. And so although outside everything was brown, internally, I created a green environment of peace because I chose how I want to feel inside. I could not choose my outside. If I could choose it, please go ahead and choose it. You don't have to just suffer for the sake of suffering. You don't have to just push yourself in an environment that is terse and tense and tough because you have to. No, you have choices. Please exercise those. But remember, you have the greatest choice of your environment inside. And that choice just takes a second. It's your thought. Raj Yoga helps you choose your thoughts. There are 4 types of thoughts. You have a positive thought. You have a negative thought. You have a waste thought. And you have mundane thoughts. These are the 4 types of thoughts we have. Positive, negative, mundane, and wasteful thoughts. Now, can you tell me what is a positive thought? All right. It's thinking good about the self and about others. Remember, even thinking good about yourself is very important. So I am worthy. I am resourceful. I can do it. It's positive. Also for others. They are good. They are worthy. Looking at other people with positivity. You know, when we wish somebody, good morning, what are you trying to do when you say good morning to them? You're wishing them that everything goes well for them today in the morning. That's a positive thought, provided you really feel it. Somebody is going for an exam. You say, oh, I wish you all the best. Have a good time. They're going for a license, driving license. You wish them best. They're going to fly to do their higher studies somewhere. You wish them good luck. All these are good thoughts that we create, provided we are thinking good for them. Many times I say good things, but I think not good things. I wish them good morning. I wish them all the very best. But inside I'm saying, I hope he doesn't get through, because if he gets through, then I will feel very jealous because I don't have that with me. But that's not positive. So positive thinking, it's the thought that comes. From the thought, then you come into the words. That's what's important. Now, what is negative thinking? Well, that's clear. It's the opposite of positive thinking. Thinking negative about yourself. Always doubting, always feeling guilty, always thinking I'm not good enough. I wish I was like somebody else. I wish I had more of this. I wish I had more of that. So constantly berating your own self, judging your own self. You're always being that self-analysis. One thing is good. You're looking at yourself, you're analyzing yourself, but if you're constantly going to be guilty about it and thinking that there is something missing in me, then you're actually getting into a very negative space, because there's so much inside you that is beautiful, that is brilliant, that is powerful, that is nice. It's so important for us to be able to look at that side of myself. And so it is others as well. You see, if there's a board in front of you, a big white board in front of you, and I place a small circle, a black small circle in that board, what do you normally see? We would normally see that black spot. Such a big whiteboard, one small black spot in the center, and I can see that black spot very clearly. And I've done this experiment in so many seminars and so many conferences I've gone to. I've taken a blackboard, I put a spot, and I've asked people, what do you see? Everyone says, I see the black spot. I see the black spot. I see the black spot. Out of 90 people, 1 or 2 people would say, I see the whiteboard. And so what we're trying to say is positivity today is so rare. In your own self also, you've got so many beautiful things, but you'll only hold on to that one weakness that you have. In other people also, there's so many good things that people are doing and they are being, and there's so many great qualities they have. But that one wrong thing they did, or that one bad thing they told me, or the one bad action they actually did, that's the only thing we're looking at. And so imagine, what sort of a world am I creating for myself? When there's so many good things taking place, but I'm only not looking at them. I'm looking at all the bad things that are happening. And so then I'm creating within me a space of too much negativity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and avoid negative thoughts. Third type of thoughts is mundane thinking. Mundane thinking is about, you're eating your food, you're doing your chores, you're going and brushing your teeth, you got to wash your plate. All these things you just do in a very automatic fashion. You're not really thinking about them. They are mundane. They are like reflex thoughts. There are some things that do not have any positive effect. They don't have a negative effect. They are required to a certain extent in life. So that's mundane thinking. Last but not the least, you've got thoughts which are wasteful thoughts. What is a wasteful thought? Here, these are thoughts that waste your time. It's a huge time wastage. So for example, if you're thinking too much about yesterday, they say the past is a good place to learn from, but not a good place to live in. So I go to the past and I think about yesterday. What did I do in the day? Okay, this thing happened and this is what I've learned from it. And then let go of the past and I'll come to the present and do what you have to do. Or the future, something that is going to happen tomorrow. I don't know. But my mind is constantly creating thoughts about the future. And I'm living in the tomorrow. I'm living in the 5 years from now. I'm living in the 10 years from. Then what happens is I'm going to just create anxiety because I can't change the future. I can't control the future. So your wasteful thoughts is when you're living in the past or you're living in the future. I remember my mother used to always look at me and sometimes I'd be so lost. She'll ask me, Prakash, are you building castles in the air? Yes. And then I'll suddenly wake up and say, oh, sorry. I used to daydream a lot. So it's okay to plan for the future, have a vision, but then you should be in the present. Because the only way to create the future is by working on the present. So have a nice aim for the future, but then come back to the present. Keep that aim at the back of your mind, but work in the present. Be here, available. So we are not so happy with wasteful thoughts because we are wasting our time and energy by dwelling in the past and living in the future. We don't need to have any negative thoughts because negativity is creating more negative. It's just like poison in the head. Every time you create a negative thought, you are adding poison to your mind. Imagine you're adding poison to your body. You don't like to add poison to the body. If you have poison in the body, you have a stomach upset, You have to vomit, you'll have to, take it all out, clean the system. So all that thing happens. However, in the mind, when you have this negativity, it makes you feel very uneasy. But if you don't do anything about it, that's how you start living life. And then you don't realize that you've poisoned yourself. And in every time you come in any relationship, you poison that relationship as well, right? When you start getting angry and shouting and screaming at other people because you look only at the wrong things. You have a very negative thought there. And then they don't want to come in front of you after that. Why? Because you already brought poison in that relationship. They want to stay away from you. Or they may not tell it to you. They're there with you. They have no choice, but they don't feel happy. They don't feel comfortable. And so why do you want to bring that poison there? Because you created that here. So today, what is it that I'm going to do? My biggest lesson from this meditation today, the course, first day course, is watch your thoughts. We have 4 types of thoughts. You got to see how you can create more positive thoughts and free yourself from all negative and waste. You catch yourself going into the past, slowly bring back to the present. Say, okay, that happened, but now what? You catch yourself thinking too much about the future, getting scared, getting anxious. Catch yourself, bring yourself into the present. Say, okay, now what should I do? What can I do right now? Let's do this technique. It's called SOS. Stand back, observe, and steer. That's a beautiful tool that we will share now and will experience that will help us to manage my thoughts. Be a great thought manager before you try to become a great people manager. You want to be a great parent? You're managing your children. You want to be a great manager in the office? You're managing a lot of people. A leader manages people. Inspire people. But the best way to do that is first to start managing your own thoughts. So thought management through SOS. So I want to just sit back, relax. Take a few deep breaths. Try to have a straight spine, straight back. Although you're relaxed, you're alert. And now I just want you to imagine that you're able to see yourself standing on the platform of a railway station. Any railway station that you have been to. You're standing in the center of the platform, and on both sides, you have trains coming and going. So just visualize. Be with me. It's a beautiful picture to create in the mind. Create this wonderful picture. You are standing in the center of that platform, and there's nobody around, just you're there, and you're watching trains on either side of the platform arriving and departing. You were not doing anything, you're not questioning anything, you're not judging any train, nothing. You are just a silent observer, a detached observer of the trains as they arrive, come, and they go. Come, and they go. And you're watching these trains come, and you watch them go. Beautiful, very beautiful. What a nice scene. You're just watching the trains coming and going. Make that picture very clear in your mind, very clear. Trains are coming, and they're going. And you're observing. Just like that, right now. I want you to now stand at the platform of your mind, and I want you to observe your thoughts. Just like the trains were coming and going, there are a lot of thoughts that are coming. But just observe them, don't hold them, don't judge them. Let them come, let them go. You have a thought about something that's going to happen after the session. Let it come, let it go. Thought about the past, let it come, let it go. Thought about some person that you have to meet today or tomorrow, or you met yesterday. Let that come, let it go. You did something yesterday which you're not very comfortable with. And that thought keeps coming. No problem. Let it come. Just observe it and let it go. Let the thoughts come. Let the thoughts go. Let the train come and let the train go. And so when you start doing this, what happens is, when you're not holding any thought, you feel very light. You feel extremely easy. Because you return to a very natural space of calm, cool, peace, comfort. I'm holding no thought. I'm holding no baggage. I am light. Now, when you do that, bring your mind to the present moment. You're in this webinar, or you're in this seminar, you're in the 7-day course, and you are fully engaged here. You're watching, you're listening, you're seeing everything happening here. And so you're steering your mind now in the direction you want to. So SOS, what does it do? Stop. It makes you feel, okay, stand back. Observe your mind without judgment. Just observe what's happening inside, no judging. And when you start observing, you automatically will start relaxing. Because observing is like shedding light. When you start putting light, darkness goes off immediately. So your wasteful and negative thoughts is darkness. The moment you start observing them, even though you're not judging them, you just observe your mind and see what is my thoughts inside, automatically all the waste and the negative just will stop coming to you. And then you say, okay, now let me see, where should I focus? I should focus in what is happening right now in front of me. There's this wonderful 7-day course taking place. So this is where I focus. I'm here and I continue. SOS. Very beautiful way to free the mind from waste and negative. And then to focus on what you think is important and positive. Your daily work that you're doing is positive. If you're meant to do 8 hours of work in your office, or now work from home 8 hours, maybe 10 hours, you're supposed to do that piece of work. Do you want to carry all unnecessary thoughts? Do you want your mind to be always in the past and the future? No, you can't do your proper work. And even if you do it, you're not very happy doing it. Even if you do it, you're not very peaceful doing it. So keep checking yourself. How often do you do the SOS? Many people ask me, how often do I do an SOS? You know, it's like dehydrating the body. How many times do you drink water? Well, as often as you want. The moment you feel thirsty, you take this and you drink. Similarly, you have to be a very sensitive person with your mind as well. You must start sensing that, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling comfortable inside. There's too many thoughts. It's disturbing me. So immediately take an SOS. Stand back, observe, just watch what's happening there. So thoughts are coming, let it go. Thoughts are coming, let it go. Let go of all the thoughts. Don't hold on to anything. And what's important for me right now, or what's important for me in this session? Okay, so maybe here. So do the SOS as often as you think you can. Definitely twice in every hour. Every hour you can do it at least 2 times, so that you you just become an observer of your thoughts. So far you've been observing things outside. You're very quick at observing something there which is not right, right? Now you're observing your own mind. That's the first tool I like to share with you to manage your mind. One more tool I like to share with you to manage your mind. It's a beautiful tool. It's called the anchor thought. Create an anchor thought for yourself. What is an anchor thought? An anchor thought is something that will help you to just create it, and it instantly brings you out of that situation. So let's say you're feeling very tense. One thought will immediately bring you out of that. So I have a thought. It's called, right now, all is well. The moment I say that, whatever is happening in my life, immediately I forget everything. I say, right now, all is well. Another thought that I create for myself is, I am resourceful and I have all solutions to all problems. The moment I create that one thought, I'm resourceful, I have all solutions to all problems, then even if there was a problem that is creating a lot of issues in my mind and I was feeling very negative, I was feeling very wasteful, I was not able to let it go, when I create this anchored thought, I am resourceful, I have solutions to all problems, immediately I feel relieved, I feel nice. Some people, like there was this Dr. Emile Quay in France. It was in the 18th century when he did it first time. He used to prescribe medicines to patients. And then what happens is with the medicines, people would take 6 or 7 days to recover. Then what he started doing is he said, give them the prescription. He would say, now take this medicines. And he would write a sentence. Every day and in every way, I am feeling better and better. He says, before you take this medicine, read this sentence, take the medicine, and then read that again. And just do that addition to the medicine. And so now here's this person, they are taking the medicine, they're reading every day and every way, I'm feeling better and better. And now they eat the medicine, drink the water, and then they again read it. Every day and in every way, I am feeling better and better. What do you think happened? He saw that the recovery rate became half. So what took 6 or 7 days now was able to get 3 or 4 days, patients were becoming better. Just with that anchor thought, a positive thought. But there are 2 things are required. There's a very nice saying, anything the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Anything the mind can conceive, which means if you have a goal, an aim, a picture that you have created, there is a picture, an aim, anything the mind can conceive, and you have to believe. If you believe and conceive, you will achieve. So it's important for you to believe the thought. An anchor thought should be believable. So if you believe that you are resourceful, 100% you will immediately feel it, and then all the tension will die away. So it's your turn now. I want you to create an anchor thought for you. Before we leave today, can we do this exercise, please? Think about an anchor thought for yourself. What is that one thought which will help you to become positive instantly from negative? I remember some people having negative thoughts for others, right? They have other people, they have negative thoughts. So they made this beautiful anchor thought saying, we are one family and we're supposed to love each other. So immediately by creating that thought, all negativity stopped. And so be creative. Think about one beautiful thought that you can have for yourself. What is your anchor thought? I'm giving you a minute. Please think about it, reflect on it. Create a thought that will immediately make you positive. A thought about yourself, a thought about your environment, or about people around you. Okay. Would somebody like to share them in the chat box? What has been your anchor thought? Let me share mine. I have one beautiful thought right now. As I sat in this silent space, I got another nice anchor thought. Share your anchor thought if you can. It'll be good. You'll inspire everybody else with your anchor thought. Sometimes I have a lot of tension and negative thoughts based on, things that I think are mine. I think this is mine. This is mine. And so a lot of thoughts come like that. So this is my anchor thought. I'm an instrument. I'm just in charge to take care of these things. I'm a caretaker, not an owner. If I think I'm the owner, then I get a lot of tension. But if I'm a caretaker, I'm looking after it. So I take good care. I give good energy. But if something goes wrong, it's okay. Because I'm not the owner. Okay, I am happy. I am a lovable person. I'm very successful. I have lots of specialities. Very nice. I just closed my eyes and took a deep breath. I felt very instantly and very relaxed. Fantastic. Very good instantly. Very nice. I'm a pure divine being, all powerful, Aham Brahmasmi. Very nice. Wow, that's super powerful. Very good. Okay, so have a thought. And that, you know what? Thanks for sharing that, Sunita, because what you just did is you shared something called a mantra. An anchor thought is like a mantra, provided you are able to conceive it and believe it. Conceiving and believing. So if I'm just going to create a thought that everybody should be happy and I am happy, I'm just creating a thought. No, I must believe it as well. So believe and then achieve. So when we have these mantras, we should really understand the meaning of those and then feel it for ourselves. Mantra means something that strengthens the mind, brings power to the mind. So I am pure divine. Nice, very nice. Okay. So I like to now very quickly have a meditation for the rest of the few minutes. When you come back tomorrow, we're going to try and understand, and we're going to discover this big question of who am I? That's what we're going to do tomorrow. When we come back the day after, we will move into another very beautiful space. We will see more deeply about the self, but we will also start understanding more about the Supreme. Because in Raj Yoga, we are trying to connect with the Supreme, right? So we are trying to go to the source, nothing in between, just the source, the pure divine energy. It's like when the battery is not working very well, the battery of your mobile falls, you want to put it to the source, you plug it to the source, the charge comes back. So sometimes you really are drained and you want to have that source connection. So that's what we're going to see also. Plus, we're going to understand what are the powers that I received through meditation. And we're going to see 8 powers through meditation. And also, we're going to try and understand something which is the karmic laws. What are laws of karma? Because if you don't know the laws of karma, you will not be spared. Whether you know the laws of karma or not, you're subject to them. Whether you know the laws of gravity or not, you're subject to gravity. And so we've got to really understand, because a lot of them have this question, is this the right thing to do? Is it okay to do this? Is it okay to be like this? Some people do this, but other people do the opposite completely. So where do we really stand? What is the right thing to do? This world today has so much of information, there's so much of knowledge, there's confusion. What is right? So the laws of karma instantly let you know what is the right thing to do. There's no doubt, no questions after that. So a very beautiful lesson that we will learn. So that will be the last lesson. So that's really what we're going to have in store for the next 6 days. Thank you for joining me today. We'll go into this meditation. Very quick check with all of you. Where are you all right now? Which place are you in? Let me share with you where I am right now. I am in this place. And I'd like to hear from you. Where are you all right now? Just a nice way to know. Uti, okay? We have some of you in Uti. Pune, oh, lovely, okay. Bangalore, Uti, very good, okay. Yeah, just like, it's nice to know, no, where all of you are from. Siliguri, Bhilai, wow, okay, Coimbatore. Nice. We got a good geographical location. All right, so let's just sit back, be easy. And now we're going to practice. See, remember, every time you practice this, you're strengthening yourself. Every time you practice this, you're strengthening the mind. The more you practice this, so when you go back after the session today, before you go to sleep tonight, certainly, when you wake up in the morning, sure. But through the day, keep practicing, just going and watching the mind and doing an SOS. Watch the mind, do an SOS, create an anchor thought. Watch the mind, do an SOS, create an anchor thought, and then come back to your work. Do that often. You will see amazing power in the mind after that. There'll be such positivity that you would have immense energy and you can do so many things and so better. You know, sometimes you're always scared how to do this. I can't do this. Too much of energy required. I don't want to start that work. It's really difficult. When you start doing this, there's no such word as difficult that will be in your dictionary. You can just go and do things because you have such high energy, right? So do this practice today. It's a very good practice. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Okay, we have somebody from Tirupur as well. Well done. Thank you and welcome. Sit back and just allow the mind to accept everything happening around it. There's no judgment, there's no analysis, there's no guilt, there's nothing. Just trying to reach a state where you are all accepting. Accept everything as they are. Feel peaceful. Your mind, you're watching the thoughts come and go. You're not holding any thought. When you don't hold a thought, you're accepting. You're not controlling anything. You cannot control. You just watch the thoughts come, you watch the thoughts go. You watch the thoughts come, you watch the thoughts go. And then you create your own anchor thought, the thought that you created for yourself, whatever the thought was. Bring that to the mind right now and repeat that anchor thought in your mind. Create a picture with that anchor thought. And let the intensity of the anchor thought grow inside, become larger and larger, clearer and clearer. Allow the feeling of that to flow in your entire body, the energy. And feel it expand. Let the picture of that anchor thought grow more and more clear with understanding. And feel how it feels. Let the feeling grow. Stay with that feeling for a few minutes. Okay. Om Shanti. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful morning and a great day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Thank you, brother. And thanks everyone for joining. And let's practice what has been told today. And we will again connect back tomorrow at 7 a.m. And if you want to go through this recording again, it is available in YouTube. Thank you.